So, Amit, what drew you to this project?
Number one, these two people. If you talk about Manjari, it's we have a great bond. We have a great bond. But she's very upset because it's Bugs. Actually, she's actually Bugs's favorite. So last
Okay.
year she cast her as a. She was my wife. She is my sister.
Oh my God.
Tell me what's going on between you and
In
Bugs.
the next, she could be your daughter.
Don't say much. She'll scratch my face. She's very scratchy. I won't tell you. She's very scratchy.
Hello everyone, welcome to Bollywood Live. Today I have the creative powerhouses behind Pune Highway. Dosti, Hasi, Khoon और क्या मतलब this is my favorite genre and suspense, drama, mystery. The trailer looks promising. मुझे समझ ही नहीं आया कि आगे क्या होने वाला है. So everyone, I just want you to tell me कि क्या होने वाला है.
16 को रिलीज होने वाला है.
बट ये थोड़ा बहुत आप मुझे बता दीजिए क्योंकि यू नो व्हाट आजकल की जो फिल्में आ रही है उसमें ट्रेलर में पूरी कहानी बता देते हैं द हुक सॉन्ग्स डायलॉग्स एंड एवरीथिंग बट इन दिस ट्रेलर दोस्ती हंसी खून कौन बस यही चलता रहा एंड मुझे वो मतलब एक तो एक्साइट भी करता रहा कि आगे क्या होने वाला है स्टार्टेड विद अ हैप्पी नोट दोस्ती चल रही है एंड एंड में एकदम से ओ माय गॉड सो गाइस आई वांट टू हियर इट फ्रॉम यू दैट व्हाट कैन वी एक्सपेक्ट
So Amit and his friends grew up in a building in Bombay, and they're very, very close. And there are and a dead and an unknown body is found 140 kilometers away, floating in a lake, and it affects their friendship. So the whole film's are what the hell happened? How did it happen? Even they don't know. So it's an unknown dead body affecting their friendship. It's like the butterfly effect. You know, when a butterfly flaps its wings in one part of the world, there's a tornado in another part of the world. So it's like that. So that's the mystery.
So Amit, what drew you to this project?
Number one, these two people.
We put a gun to his head.
Yeah.
We were not supposed to tell him. It'd be nice. So I have done a movie. I had done a movie with Bugs. I consider him my mentor, my teacher, and he's been a teacher and mentor to many people.
Yes.
The stage, very big ad filmmaker, writer, and he gave me a film called Barrett House, which is one of the best digital films on the OTT, and the relationship continued. And when Bugs had promised me that he'll make a few films with me, I thought he's lying like everyone else, but he did land up one day. He said, "Buddy, I want to make a film with you," and then he told me about Rahul sir, who again needs no introduction. I call him like a custodian of Indian stage, a father figure to Indian theater, creative person. Again, marketing, advertising. Like these people are legends.
True.
So for me, to be honest, like when some people like them are very rare. When they tell you they want to make a movie with you, or when they tell you they want you to be a part of their film, you just say yes, sir, yes.
Was there any added pressure that you have to, be a perfectionist while shooting, while on the, like, कोई pressure रहता था on the sets?
No, yeah, I just feel that all great artists and all great leaders are actually they're not. I mean, I'm glad they're not taskmasters. But they're very serious with their filming. They're very serious with their attitude. They're very serious with, and so I just want to share one more thing that Rahul sir had a play called Pune Highway. It is a very big play in India and abroad. It's done very well, and that has been adapted into a film.
Oh.
And like Bucks said, it's coming on 16th of May.
So, people, I read the comment section and logo ko nostalgia ho gaya, seeing you and Manjari together. So, how is it like working again and, in a whole different story, with a whole different setup and a different cast?
Terrible. She's a nightmare. I'm joking.
I know.
she might just pop.
She's coming in just now.
She's the if Manjari was here, I would have continued being nasty. Okay, that's our relationship, I think. But now because this is behind the back, she's lovely. She's great. She's a great friend. I have utmost respect for her. And a lovely artist, a great actor. and I have to her fans and to you will love watching her in the film. Like her character is all like all the other characters in the film, but since you talk about Manjari, it's we have a great bond. We have a great bond. But she's very upset because it's Bugs actually. She's actually Bugs's favorite. So last
Okay.
year she cast her as she was my wife. She is my sister.
Oh
So
my God.
I'm telling what's going on between you and
In
Bugs.
the next, she could be your daughter.
Don't say to her, she'll scratch my face. She's very scratchy. I won't tell you.
Okay.
She's very scratchy.
Okay. So, Baksa, I guess, fans, they keep on saying that you are inclined towards mystery, thrill, more drama. So, bachpan se, you had an inclination towards these.
I want to know this answer.
I'm fascinated by the fact that we are a mixture of light and darkness.
Yes.
And light is easy, light is enjoyable. We laugh, we tell jokes, and we do nice things for each other. But the darkness is actually what defines the world, and the world is defined by darkness. People doing crazy things to each other. So
Hmm.
I'm fascinated by how can somebody take a life which you can never give back. They can't take the life, but then they will try and hide that they've taken the life and try and get on living their own lives. So what kind of human being does that is fascinates me. And the various ways in which they go about doing it fascinate me and Rahul. We both talked about it a great deal. We do comedy as well. I mean, we love comedy. That's the light side. This film is full of very funny things, but the darkness is it's an eternal exploration, I feel.
Hmm. So now the question is quite general, but I want to know कि क्योंकि बचपन में दोस्त होते हैं, आगे जाते जाते छूट जाती है दोस्तियां, then college के दोस्ती शुरू होती है, then third year तक they are also gone. तो आज के टाइम में क्या दोस्ती और ये सब, is it tough? अच्छे दोस्त मिल पाना मतलब ये टास्क रहता है, or should we not trust people? How is it like in today's day and age?
What do you think?
Rahul
He's
sir.
Thing about this film and this play is that it's about friends who grow up in the same building.
Yeah.
That friendship, I think those are the oldest friends you have because you can't pick them.
True.
In school, you head towards those who are common to you,
Like-minded.
like-minded. Building mein, somebody is living opposite you, you can't control who's living there. So you can't they say you can pick your friends, you can't pick your family, you can't pick your neighbors.
Hmm.
And invariably your neighbors become close friends. And then you get married in that building. So I've always been obsessed with friends who grow up in the same building because of the proximity. Like let us say a joint family will take the whole floor, top floor. So then there are people living below. There's a terrace where you meet every day and you throw your school bag and you play cricket. So buildings, I think, are more than just places where you live.
Hmm.
And I think you're right. I think friendships in this day and age can break like that.
Yes.
But therefore I think friendship becomes critical because then you hang on to the few people that you trust. And so that you may have had 20 friends when you were in college and school that come down to 2 people.
Yeah.
Why Pune Highway is so critical Bugs knows this. It's slightly autobiographical because I grew up in a building like this.
Oh.
And Pune Highway is actually, though it doesn't come into the story, is based on my life in a building I grew up in.
Hmm.
Same terrace, the same breaking of windows, the same ringing of doorbells and then running away. That is chuddy buddyhood of a kind that is unbreakable. And then when there's a crisis that happens around that, it becomes a very, very powerful statement about friendship. Because the question that Bugs and I are asking is, can you rely on your friends in a crisis? Do you have a 3 a.m. friend? That's the big question. And maybe you got many 3 a.m. friends.
Hmm.
One guy, if something happens to your mother, you need help. So if you're caught by the cops and who is that 3 a.m. person who doesn't switch his phone off?
Hmm.
There for you at any time.
Right. So nowadays the question is that are we consuming social media or is social media consuming us? We saw Babil Khan's clip got viral and Virat Kohli ने एक गलती से एक actress अवनीत का post like कर दिया and उसका इतना बड़ा issue बन गया. So nowadays negativity काफी ज्यादा highlight हो रही है. Trolling का culture काफी ज्यादा आ रहा है. So I want to know कि how do we put filters in all these things and get more positivity?
I'm watching Pune Highway. It can be a case study in understanding friendships and human complexities. And that's just a way to plug in the film.
But I have a point I want to make here. I feel that what Bugs talked about dark and light, no? I think the more that such things happen, the more we're able to accept darkness. I mean, when we were growing up, when Bugs and I were growing up, Amit wasn't born then. Depression, nobody talked about it.
Right.
What we talked about, the dark forces, nobody talked about it. Now it's a part of the narrative, it's a part of conversation. I mean, this entire thing about what's his name, Babil Khan.
Babu.
Just the debate is he depressed? Is he not depressed? Did he do it by? And therefore, I feel that cinema that's getting darker and darker.
Mm.
What makes me happy is that darkness has entered into our cinema. When you look at, in the 70s and 80s, when everything was, it was always fun, and you went to the cinema to leave your brains at home. You left them at the door, and then you came in, and you just wanted escapist fare. Today, I think dark has become acceptable. When you talk about dark thrillers, we talk about dark whodunits, you talk about adolescence, and you take adolescence as a show. Okay, it summarizes the fact that it's the darkest show I've seen in a while. Okay, it is made, each episode is 1 hour. 67 million followers, 67 million people.
And based on social media, based on
yeah,
how it affects your life. And
Yeah.
it's such a wise question that you've asked.
Yeah.
And I feel that, along with every social, there has to be people trained, have to be young people trained at least, to handle the pressures of this crazy monster. Monsters are leaping out at you and you don't know how to handle them. So to meditate, do you find how to be in the moment? Do you are you able to detach yourself from what's going on around you? We can, because we're much older. We've been through a lot of stuff. I want the young people, frankly. I do. The pressures that they'll be under.
So Amit, you are also quite active on social media, and of course I'm sure that आप भी comment section में जाते होगे. So what is your approach to dealing with such comments or negativity which is around?
I've been very blessed and fortunate that I've never been trolled.
Yes.
But all and my fans and people know that I have a zero tolerance thing that. So you can say anything to me. You can say anything to my movie. Because that's a piece of art I've made a work. You can say anything you want because I'm a public figure. My whole thing, if I see not only on Instagram or social media, but in my life, this is my ethic, this is my principle, this is how I was raised by my papa, by my father, by my school, by my teachers in moral science, by my elders that stand up for people. And also feel that the time has come in our country, in India, where we course correct by not abusing people and hitting them and like bashing them on. That will not reconcile anything. There's no way about that. But correcting people. So yes, I have a thing. If I see something wrong, I very politely do mention, don't talk like that, don't say that. And I'll be very honest, that has happened to me also. That's how I have been taught by elders and people who know more than me, by correcting me. Don't use this word. Don't sit like that. Don't sound like that. And we have to become a tolerant society which allows this. Because there's a fear. You say something up, aise mat karo, and they might get violent. So I always say, this is my favorite line, that we have to learn how to be gentle.
Yes.
And we have to learn how to listen. And with a lot of good, there'll be some bad.
True that.
Find ways that how we can just keep. I just feel shying away is not the solution.
Yeah,
Sometimes we are told, don't look that way, avoid that. The
Hmm.
thing is, if we keep avoiding, we keep looking the other way, then there will be a day when we will need somebody to look at us. And that's why we stand alone.
You need to bring that song back. Yaar Bante Cholo. Beautiful song.
So nowadays it's like लोगों का audience का mindset थोड़ा सा shift हो रहा है, OTT है, digital world है, so like footfall in the cinema थोड़ी कम होती जा रही है. People have this notion कि अब इसको OTT पर जब लाया जाएगा तो I can watch this film. So what could be the reason? Because अभी recent filmmakers like Anand Pandit का भी मैंने video सुना, उसमें he's talking about that lack of originality is there. We are getting inspired from South Korea, and the other reason could be that because of the expensive tickets, इस वजह से लोग नहीं जा रहे सिनेमा में देखने. बट सिनेमैटिक एक्सपीरियंस अलग ही होता है, सिनेमा का मजा कुछ और नहीं ले सकता है. सो आई वांट टू नो योर फ्रॉम योर लेंस दैट हाउ डू यू सी दिस
I
strategy.
honestly think that people are not going to the cinema because they're not guaranteed that it will be a good experience. I think that, and therefore let's wait for it to come to OTT. But if we're able to create the sense that this experience really has to be seen and exposed to on a big screen, because finally, if people are watching it on a phone, that's not cinema beyond a point. I mean, or a laptop, or even at home. The fact that cinema was made for a screen. Nobody invented cinema, or the camera was not created to be seen or sampled, in a moving bus.
It's
But
the extension of the theater, right? You have an audience of, say, 300 people and actors are performing on stage. That energy is very different. It's not like there are four actors and you're sitting on the couch and they're performing for you. It just won't be the same thing, the same effect. And Rahul is absolutely right. We said, so when we were writing it, our thing is we want to put a detective in every seat. When you buy a ticket on the Pune highway, you are a detective and you will be there in your seat and you will try and figure out what happens. And I can say, hand on heart, nobody has guessed what happened till now, not one. In all our 120 screenings that we've had for various test audiences. Am I right, guys? Yeah.
But I'm a little worried about cinema that's seen at home. Worried. I don't know how the film is being seen. Is it being seen at one shot? Are people stopping the film?
It's stopping.
The doorbell rings, you stop, full lights are on. A web series is safer because you know that after 20 minutes or 40 minutes, you're done.
Yeah.
Cinema experience, at the end of the day, you tend not to be distracted. Okay, your phone, but you have the guarantee that they're going to see you through. You know that expensive theater tickets, a guy's taken the trouble to come to the venue. He's dealt with parking, he's dealt with, he's putting up with the fact that the streaming platform, for the whole year is the same price as one night's ticket. But it's an evening out. We're still an audience, I believe, who likes an evening out. And I don't know whether the content has matched audience expectations. I think streaming platforms have helped content to become king almost.
Yes.
But I'm not fully sure that we are creating enough content to justify cinema going.
But Rahul has made a very interesting point about the energy of viewing. If I see the cinema, I carry that energy, and the energy builds, and at the 60th minute of the film, I'm feeling like this, and the 80th minute of the film, I'm feeling like that. That energy, you're wasting it if you don't get that experience. If I stop it because Swiggy came, I stop it because my maid came, I stop it and I forget to go back to it altogether. That's
with the same energy.
yeah,
Yes.
the energy is different. And we need to keep this energy, the cinema energy going if we can.
Right. So, talking about casting people. So nowadays, what we have seen that more of the influencers are getting casted in the TV shows, the series, and the movies also based on the followers. But what about the people who are working day and night in the National School of Drama, or maybe in the parks or something, preparing for big screens or for their debut? So, what do you have to say about that? Because क्या ये ना इंसाफी नहीं हुई that followers के basis पे you're picking people?
Right. Sorry, I mean, this man's an influencer and an actor. But can I just answer?
Please.
Yes.
See, I think that is a short-lived thing.
Hmm.
I think every director knows deep in his heart that somebody who's got 5 million followers or 20 million followers is not going to convince an audience. By and large, those guys don't know how to act.
Hmm.
They're not going to be able. See, an audience is. I think what Bugs and I realize, and what Amit also realizes, audiences won't take nonsense.
Right.
The reason why they're not coming to the cinema is they want to be convinced.
Hmm.
And whatever you say, actors are everything. Actors, performance, you want to believe, you want to, and unless you've been trained and unless you've got the experience, an influencer beyond a point may have one shot. It's like nepotism. Okay, people say that, oh, but for the same number of actors who come from famous film families,
Hmm.
compared to those who've done well, because then audience is not going, okay, they may watch you once compared to an outsider or a newcomer. But you can't fool twice. Either you can act or you can't. Look at this man. He's got nothing. He didn't come with anything. Take Shah Rukh. These guys have not come. Look at them. Look at their lasting value.
Self-made.
Self-made, but self-made means self-promoted.
Yes.
Working on yourself, do different kinds of roles. You're reaching out to, we're over 1 billion people. Not
Hmm.
one to. So the influencer may get their first role.
Hmm.
And the poor self-made FTI graduate may not get that first role, but it'll take him time, but he'll get it eventually. And the influencer will get knocked off the podium very fast.
So I really like Amit Sadh's vision because, I think last year I took his interview and I asked this question, what are the challenges you face? And he's like, he stopped me there and he said, challenges? I don't see challenges as challenges. Okay. The work keeps me going and something. So then उसके बाद मेरा perception change हो गया towards, actors and, question के भी उसमें that exactly. अगर हम challenges को challenges देखेंगे तो how will we succeed? And that would actually stop, the word would actually stop us from going. One last question that what do you expect the audiences to take away after watching Pune Highway? क्या चीजें वो? The lessons, of course, on friendship and apart from it.
I uh, I feel they will take away the fact that forgiveness is possibly the most important thing in life, in friendship, certainly. If I don't forgive you, I can never continue being your friend because your friend will betray you, a friend will let you down, or a friend will disappoint you, but you will still love that person.
Hmm.
Love and forgiveness are the only ways forward. There's nothing else. There will be analysis like why did that body die? Why did that person do this, say that? There'll be analysis. But in the end, the only answer is love and forgiveness. That's my take. I don't know what my colleagues think.
There's a phrase in, I can understand when people say, I saw that film, it's a one-time watch. मतलब कितना time है?
We didn't ask anyone to watch it for 5 times.
At the moment, mine, I like Pune. I have to be a two-time watch.
Hmm.
That's all I can.
Please watch it once.
Yeah, at least once.
At least once.
And Amit?
Yeah, it's a very emotional time for me. And when you're truly emotional, you are in lack of words.
Hmm.
And I mean, when exams se pehle, you become very spiritual. You start reading Rumi, you start reading Bhagavad Gita, you start
Hmm.
connecting with, you remember your Gurudev. It's for me, I feel like that. I feel,
Oh.
but I'm very proud of where I'm sitting. I'll be very honest. I'm very proud in between the two gentlemen I'm sitting. I'm very grateful to both of them. I'm grateful to be a part of this beautiful team, this ensemble, Jim, Manjari, Anubhav, Swapnil, Sudeep, Shashir sir. And I'm just grateful on everybody's behalf. We're just very grateful to these two people for giving us this experience, not just work. Yes, work, thank you. This film, yes, for giving us this experience,
Hmm.
us this respect as an artist, seeing us hearing us,
Hmm.
allowing us. For me, it's I just hope people and the audiences see something, because everybody is seeing from a different lens. Everybody has different wants. I just
Yes.
they can find something in our trailer, in our teaser, in our interview, through you, through something, and I just hope they come to the cinema and watch this ride, watch this
True.
video. I
So
call
we
it.
are really looking forward for Pune Highway, and I will go and watch it with my family. I hope you guys also go with your families and watch this film, and also अपने reviews हमें comments में बताएं and let us know that आप क्या expect करना चाहते हैं Pune Highway 2 बने 3 बने और
Unfortunately, from our last interview, and I'm so glad we are doing this again.
did you remember? I don't think you.
I do. I have a
Oh, you
very
do.
strong memory.
Oh,
And
wow.
the conversation we have, I'm going to add. And by adding what I'm going to add, you'll realize I remember the conversation. I just read a beautiful line from Rumi. When you walk the way appears. Clarity doesn't come before action, it comes from action.
Oh, wow, super. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time, and have a great day. Thank you. Bye.